Hey, what's up YouTube? King James here. I've been seeing the bullfrog around a lot more lately. When I kill guys, I'll find it in their loadout on the ground. When I'm killed, I'll see it in the kill cam. You know, somebody killing me and using that gun. But it's not really a floor loot gun, so I haven't really paid a whole lot of attention to it. But it's actually pretty good. Is it meta good? Can it replace the MAC-10 good? Is it MP5 replacement good? It's not bad, and I've been playing with it a lot lately, and you need to check it out. So you've probably dropped in and found it too. More killing, more doing. It's a blue or rare PP19. It's bright orange and has that pretty clean sight on it. When I find this gun, I'll grab it instead of an Uzi or any other floor loot SMG because it works pretty well. It has pretty good distance, it's smooth, and it's just comfortable to use. You can see me here, I'm getting a whole bunch of kills with it early game on Rebirth Island. So when I find this one, I'll use it. But the thing is, the PP19 is the kid brother, the little brother of the bullfrog. Yet the bullfrog isn't floor loot, so mine wasn't leveled at all. I had to fast level the gun. But I've used this a bunch of times really successfully. And if this can be that good, how good can the bullfrog be? So there's a pretty good website called True Game Data. You can see it here. It's got all the Cold War and Modern Warfare guns in it. They're not all ranked yet, but a bunch of the SMGs are there. And it actually shows you what the Cold War attachments actually do, which is really good when you want to build a loadout. Let me show you real quick here on the bullfrog how some of the attachments work. So if I click over here on muzzle, you can see all the muzzles and the different things that they do. Now in game, they don't quite tell you all this exact same stuff. Like look at the GRU suppressor. So this is the equivalent of the monolithic suppressor. Range modifier 10%, vertical recoil minus 10%, and a little bit of ADS speed. So we're gonna go and pick that. But let's go look at it in Modern Warfare. So here's the attachment in Modern Warfare. You can see here, it's got sound suppression and damage range, which we know about, but it doesn't say anything about vertical recoil. And down here, it says negatives to speed, and it actually shows mobility going down. But if I go back, have a look here, nothing down here on movement speed. So it's interesting that in game what it says it does and here what they say it does is two different things. I think we've known that all along, but I think here we actually have what the real changes are doing on these attachments. So this is really helpful. So let's look at the barrels. If we have a look at the barrels, look at the 7.4 task force, 50% range, 80% bullet velocity. And you can easily see on this comparison chart here, which one works the best. These ones here have more bullet velocity, but that 50% range, that can't be ignored. And especially when you're comparing it against the MAC-10, which has a ton of range, you really need a barrel like this on your gun. So I'm just gonna choose the rest of the attachments that I think work pretty good on this gun, and then I'll show you a comparison chart. So here's the time to kill chart for the bullfrog, the MAC-10, and the bison, which was the floor loot you just saw in the video I was doing. And you can see here on the bullfrog, it's definitely worse and has less range than the MAC-10 or the bullfrog. And you can see the MAC-10 and the bullfrog here, they're both pretty close. And this is on a 3-plated or full health enemy in the chest. A pretty common shot location when you're, shooting somebody chest or let's say the stomach. The story doesn't really change. You get into, extremities, so arms and legs. I guess the bullfrog actually gets a little better, but they're still pretty close. But you can see the difference between it and say the PP19. So the MAC-10 and the bison are both pretty close. So the difference is when we go over to the headshot. Now look at the headshot. The bullfrog is way down here with way less time to kill, but the MAC-10 is way up here. And that's because the MAC-10 headshot damage was nerfed with the DMR MAC-10 nerf about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So if you're landing headshots with this gun, the bullfrog is a machine. It's a beast. This thing rips. So you get those chest shots and you start aiming up to those headshots, you're going to take guys down faster with the bullfrog than you are with the MAC-10. So let's have a quick look at my bullfrog loadout. Just before I jump in though, I want to say thank you to everybody who's recently subbed to the channel. I really appreciate all that love and support. So thank you guys. And if you haven't subbed to the channel, consider subscribing because it really does help small content creators like myself. All right, now with the bullfrog, I've been running around with the car, which I'm really loving right now, or the DMR. I got a slightly different build on my DMR that I've been using since, all the nerfs and everything. I'll tell you about that later. For the bullfrog right now, it's been really good for me. And I'm using this loadout right here, the GRU suppressor. We already talked about that. It's got that, extra range and the sound modifier, the task force 50% range modifier, and the bullet velocity. I mean, that's really the barrel that makes all the difference in the world. Spetsnaz grip, you really do get this horizontal and vertical recoil control, 10% on each. And I'm using the 65 round mag. I'm actually going to try the 85 mag. I haven't got it unlocked yet, but a little bit of mobility loss on it, but you get 85 bullets. And I don't know, I want to see how that works. For the optic, I'm using that Microflex LED. It's sort of like the optic that's on the Bison. It's very clean, it's easy to use, and it has a single red dot, so it's a really nice one. If you don't like optics and you really like to hip fire, try using the GRU 5 milliwatt laser. What this is it gives you hip fire accuracy. But how much? Well, it's a lot. Look right here, minus 65% hip fire accuracy. So that tightens up the hip fire, how far the bullets stray from your reticle. This is a huge increase. It gets the area down really small. If you want to hip fire this thing, this laser will make it a hip fire machine. Alright guys, that's it. That's my loadout. Give it a shot. Let me know in the comment section down below. The Bullfrog is really worth leveling up. You want to do it. It's been really successful for me, and I think it's meta good. It might even be better than Mac 10 good. You saw that headshot comparison chart. If you're landing those headshots, this thing will rip a Mac 10 user, no problem. They'll be down and you won't. So give this thing a try. Let me know your thoughts. And if you got something else or another way you're building it, another way that you're using, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm going to lead this video out with a little gameplay of me using the Bullfrog and getting a bunch of kills, taking a bunch of guys out, and getting a win with it. I've only used it for one night so far, but I'm telling you, the next few nights, I'm going to keep using this gun. And as always, guys, if you don't see me in multiplayer, if you don't see me in Warzone, it's only a matter of time, baby. King James out.
I'll challenge the Bullfrog, bitch ass.
Round incoming. Dead, got him.
Okay. Coming for you.
Targets remaining. Good work. Round in. Right then. Dead, got him.
I need help, I need help.
Okay.
Got him. Bullfrog. Got one of them.
Primary objective complete. Good work out there.
There it is, baby. Good work.
Bounty target is dead.